Hey everyone, Soundwave84, another Transformers review. In this review, take a look at Earthrise Cliffjumper. And he's probably the most controversial figure coming out of Earthrise at the moment. And we'll get into more of that in a moment. Again, we'll show off the artwork on the box. Again, I love the artwork on the box. He is deluxe class. We'll talk more about that in a minute. 18 steps get you all the way around. Artwork again on the side. Of course, your obligatory Galvatron. And here is your Earthrise Deluxe Class Cliffjumper. Now, I said he was the most controversial because he is pretty much a quote-unquote Legends class figure in a Deluxe class assortment. And we'll get into some of the whys and hows of that in a moment. Now, scale, I did a video about a month or two ago back talking about this, where I say he's going to be larger than your current size, Legends class figures. Probably about maybe a 1/4 inch taller, and he'll probably be a little more stout, like a little bit wider, because he'll have more engineering going on in him. And that is basically about true. Now let's take a look here with the old Bumblebee. Actually, B comes up about to Cliffjumper's mouth, bottom of his nose. And honestly, that's a good scale for a Bumblebee to a Cliffjumper. Bumblebee should always be the smallest mini bot based on G1 cartoon. Now, based on toys, he's never really ever been the smallest in toy form. Move him to the side, and we'll show you off here with a Sea Spray. Now, Sea Spray, again, about the same height, but at least he's a little more buff looking, thicker, and he looks a little bit better with him. We'll also show him off here with Wind Charger. Now, I guess you can get away with Wind Charger being a little bit smaller as well. Now, Cliffjumper is always portrayed as being a small mini-bot too, but a little bit bigger than Bumblebee. We'll move these two guys out of the way. Now, I do have a Hot Soldiers version of Cliffjumper, and we'll show that off right here. Now, he's a little bit smaller than that Cliffjumper, more, I guess, G1 cartoon looking, but the scale there is not as bad. And we'll bring in this Bumblebee just to finish off that right there. Now, honestly, I could deal with this and probably slot him in with the rest of my Legends class figures. The only problem would be with like Legends class Brawn, Huffer. Now, I would just feel that they should be bigger. Brawn, he should be bigger than Cliffjumper. And I have I think it's Mech Fan Toys or Mechanic Studio, I can't remember, their Huffer, and I feel that's fine with Huffer, but he should, I think, also be a little bit bigger than Cliffjumper. That's probably the only thing. When the heavy hitters of the mini boss are smaller, that kind of bothers me. Now, also for scale, we'll go ahead and slot in Ironhide. And you can see where he comes up to Ironhide. He's only about waist high, and here is a side swipe. I think that scale, it works good. It looks good. No complaints there overall on the scale with the other Siege in Earthrise figures. Now, this Cliffjumper comes with this big, huge cannon that had Megatron in his sights, right in his viewfinder, and he still missed. Now, it can be broken down into multiple little pieces. You take this piece out. You have this piece to the side. These little tabs come out, and they become part of the little sleds that then you use, like the hydrofoils. And then you have this right here. You can have a big cannon, or you can break this up even more and have two small pistols. And just pop one into his fist. And yes, they do support blast effects. Either way, this one will plug into the hole. I can line it up perfectly. Glass gas. So yeah. So the weapons do break down to smaller weapons, so he doesn't always have to be holding or wielding a big, huge cannon. Overall, looking at the Cliffjumper, the head sculpt I think is really good. I like the head sculpt on this figure. Now in pictures it looks kind of plain, but up close you actually get to see more of the detail actually come out in the head sculpt. And on the back side, there's some blueprint. Okay. And it comes around. He's got the blue translucent for the windshields. He's got it on the front here. Now, the other problem people say, the windshield should be turned the other way, because this actually will be the front of the car right here. Everything kind of flops around backwards. He does like a 180. You'll see it in transformation. And there's no Autobot, insignia anywhere on him. It is actually underneath this right there. And that will be the the hood in car mode. Now you can take a Repro label or a Toy Hacks label and slap it on here. You can slap it on here, but the problem is when you put it on to make it face right, when you have him in vehicle mode, he'll be this way. So then it'll be backwards in vehicle mode. Now if that doesn't bother you, then it is good to go. Then you also have two Autobot insignias. You have one on his roof facing backwards and one on his hood facing forwards. So it's just up to you what you want to do there. If you really don't like that, you can always probably just take a small one if you want to stick it like on his shoulder or something, just to give him one in robot mode. Now, overall, like I said, he is very detailed. Paint is applied well on my copy. I don't have any complaints there. The back piece comes off. It's on a peg, and you can peg it in his form so you can have it as a shield, or you can put it in his hand so you can wield it to like club people with. Now, a lot of people complain about this because it's parts forming. You know, yes, you have to remove it to transform him. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I really don't care as much, but I know some people do, so I'm just letting you know that that is there. I think most people already knew that. He does have a lot of articulation. He has wrist swivels. He's got bicep swivels, or he's got waist swivels. You can do a 360 on the guy. He's got hips to there, kick forward, kick back away far. He's got deep knee bends, ankle tilts forever. Head, it's on a ball. It's very slight up and down. It's really, I got a really tight joint. I'm not sure if you can 360. I'm pretty sure you probably can, but I'm not going to force it because it's really, really tight. And of course, shoulders can go all the way around. So that's what he's saying. He's a Titan class, pretty much size, but he's got deluxe class engineering, is what I want to say. He's got all the swivels and articulation you get out of deluxe class now, whereas your previous Legends class figures, limited in what you could do with articulation. Whereas this Cliffjumper excels in articulation. And just the way he transforms is almost like a mini masterpiece, the way things fold up and hide in the mode. Now, he does have the removable backpack, and that's probably going to be your biggest complaint there in robot mode. It's just nice to have a Cliffjumper that wasn't a Bumblebee first and just slapped red to be Cliffjumper. We actually got a good Cliffjumper head and Cliffjumper body, and we got Cliffjumper first in the new trilogy line here. But according to the box art, we might have a Bumblebee coming, so we'll just have to wait and see. And you know they're going to redo that. We also have a rumor of a Generation, I think it's Generation Selects, or a exclusive somewhere, a hubcap. So, you know, that. Alright, so transform Cliffjumper. First thing we're going to do is open up his torso, bring in this little panel here to hide his ugly face, close this back up till it snaps. Booyah. Turn down his arms, bend his elbows the wrong way. Like that. Then you want to take his arms and bring them up like this. You want to come around to here, bring his arms down. 180 him at the waist. Come down to his legs. You want to open up these panels back here. Sort of like a masterpiece Bumblebee and stuff. Now we'll free up his legs to where they can now fold in. First, this piece here just folds around his foot. Take his tires, wheels, bring them out. You see tabs. You want to go ahead and try to tab those in. But first thing we're going to do here is we're going to bring this part down. And bring his arms back around until you go to the back of the vehicle mode. And bring this down and around. And then everything will tab. You see these tabs here. We'll lock into the slots there. And tabs on that will actually click in, what the hell. Click in and bring this down. And then you see the tab here will go around this. There's also a tab that will tap into the leg right there. So we'll just get that all lined up. Tab it. There we go. Now you want his hands to be like this, so you have the holes facing up. Because when you bring the back piece of the car, you want to fold this black peg in. Then you have these two red pegs, and then what they're going to do is slide into the hands, and then pretty much that will just hold the back of the vehicle mode. And we'll just slide it all the way down until it locks in, holds it in, and you're done transforming Cliffjumper into his vehicle mode. Now in vehicle mode, he rolls extremely well. Not as good as I say hoist, but way better than wheeljack. Excellent paint applied on the vehicle. Nice translucent blue windows. That's what I was saying here, but if you put the Autobot insignia here, it'll be facing that way, as this one here will be facing this way. I like how they molded that in, which is also on the original G1 toy. Now, he's not stubby like the G1 toy, like a penny racer. He's actually more real world in this, which is like how the Masterpiece vehicles and stuff are going at the start. I'm going to show them off with a little bit quick size comparisons. Here he is with Legends Class Windcharger. So it's not a Legend Class figure. He's slightly longer and definitely wider than Windcharger. Now I'll show him off here with Siege Hound. Hound is monstrous compared to him. Quick with the height. And I'll show him off with G2's version, of the Siege version. So that's why this G2 painted or colored. Nice. So overall, I really do like the vehicle mode on this guy. He's very quality feeling, and that's one of the things. He's a Legends class and a Deluxe class price point. And they gave you his weapon, which try to make up for some of all that, which you can make the hydrofoils for that one episode. Take these pieces here. You see the little tabs. There are slots on either side of the tires. And we'll just slot those in. Like that. Then you come to this piece here off the back of the gun. It's like this. You unfold it. You see he's got a peg here. Two smaller pegs. The big peg will go here, and the two smaller pegs are tabbed right here under the back of the car. So it's all about lining that up and just pushing it in. Then you have these pieces here that came to the little guns. On the handles, there are slots. On the car, you see these red tabs. Let's find that out. Where they go. Slot this in. Like so. And you are done with Cliffjumper in his hydrofoil mode. So it's nice that they had this one weapon. Instead of having just one big huge gun that came as an accessory, they gave you a big huge gun that could break up and do multiple things. Like drop the vehicle. It can be taken apart, make smaller guns, and it can make little sleds, hydrofoils for the vehicle as well. So the extra things that it does, at least it does something more. So now we also can take the weapon here and make a bigger gun. So we'll take everything apart. Alright, with the two small pistols, peg them back together. Take the front one, turn it sideways to where that is facing to one side, this one's still facing down. Take the pieces here with a little tab piece facing towards the back of the gun, tab them in this way. Do the same on the other. Grab this piece here. You want to fold it back up. It just folds and unfolds. You want the peg facing in, the little slotted side with the little wings facing like this. And you want to peg it in right here. And then you want to take your Cliffjumper. You see the peg hole there, peg here. You know where it's coming next. You just peg it in. And he has a big, huge rifle or cannon on the top of his vehicle mode. Alright, so final thoughts here on Earthrise Cliffjumper. The legend size figure and a deluxe class engineering body. He's got the articulation of a Siege or War for Cybertron deluxe class figure. All the articulation, lots of engineering, lots of stuff going on. He's got extra accessories to try to make up that price point to get him to the $20. Does it succeed? I would say alone, I would say he's more than a $10 Legends class figure. By himself, I would say if those guys are $10, he's a good $15 figure. Does that gun make up the extra $5? No, it doesn't. But I'd say he's well worth the money if you want a good generation styled Cliffjumper. Now he's a lot smaller than the one that came out about 12 years ago in the classics line. I don't have that one readily available to show. There's pictures on the internet, and that figure, of course, is a lot bigger than this one. I still like this one better because I feel that Cliffjumper should always be a mini bot. It's just some people, I can see why you'll be wary to drop 20 bucks on this little guy. But actually, he's got lots of engineering and stuff going on that sort of make up for the price point. He's not really as hollow as some of the other ones. I don't know. He's nice. He feels quality in my hands. He feels good. I would recommend it. It's just, I know some people, 20 bucks is a lot of money. If you're going to spend 20 bucks, you know, that versus this, same price. I just don't feel that gun makes up the difference from this to that. But it is what it is, and I do like this Cliffjumper. I want to say thanks for watching this review. Until the next one, peace out.